Hey amazing leaders, Jules here from Flying Colours Leadership. Do you want to know how to get out of overwhelm and step into true leadership in your business? So if you want to be successful in business, we have to be able to lead and move our business forward. Now, a lot of times we feel overwhelmed, and if you feel that way right now, you are not alone. If we're feeling overwhelmed, there are things we can do to actually shift ourselves out of it. And here's the thing, with business we can get support, but there is an element that we need to do for ourselves. So we need to know a few critical things. So one of the first things is we need to know when we need to ask for help. We don't know what we don't know, right? So there are times when we absolutely need to ask for help. So we need to be knowledgeable enough about what our strengths are to know when we need to wave the white flag and actually get external support. That's the first thing. The other thing that we can do, or the next thing that we can do to actually ditch that overwhelm and really step in as a leader in our business, is to make a plan. So for that to happen, to make that plan, we need to start with some goals. Where do you want to be? What do you want your business to look like? What do you want your daily life to look like? The amount of business owners that I talk to every single week, where I start to ask them, where do you want to be? What do you want your days to look like? What do you want your weeks to look like? And they're not sure. There's a lot. So we need to start there. What is the goal? And you would have had a goal when you started your business, right? Nobody starts a business to work 24 hours a day. So what was the goal? What were you trying to achieve? Now, the next thing we need to look at once we've set that goal is, where are we now? We need to be really, radically honest. Where are we now? We need to also ensure, though, that we just ditch the shame about this. Everybody has been exactly where you are. So I know sometimes running a business, it's like, oh, well, I'm failing because I'm here. No, I want to tell you that's absolutely wrong. Everyone in business struggles. That is the cold, hard truth. And if you are feeling overwhelmed right now, I guarantee anyone who has ever had a business has been exactly where you are. So we need to ditch the shame and go, okay, we need to get really honest with ourselves about where we are. The benefit of this is it helps us understand what the gap is between where we are right now and where we want to go. If you think about it, if you want to get anywhere, you get in your car and you've got a new place to go and you've only got the goal of where you want to go, you have to start with where you are right now. Otherwise, Mr. Google's not going to take you anywhere. So we need to understand where we are right now so we know what the gap is. Now, instead of making a plan for the whole journey from start to finish, we then, once we have the goal, can step into making a plan to bridge that gap. The gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. There is such a power in taking action. Even if you're not at the end goal, actually saying, okay, well, here are the things I can do. So when I say make a plan, it's not about 17,000 things that you could be doing right now. It's like, what are some of the things that will get you closer? What will get you closer to where you want to be? The power of actually taking that action, it flicks a switch in us where we go from feeling overwhelmed and powerless to feeling energized and powerful. We are taking action. We are making it happen for ourselves and our business. So we need a plan. We need a goal. When we actually look at, well, what do I need to do to get from where I am to where I want to be? The next question I want you to ask yourself is, what support do you need? What support do you need to help you get from A to B? And that can be lots of different things. It can be internal support. It might be that you need someone to cook dinners for you. You might need your partner to cook dinners for you for the next few weeks so you can work on things. It might be getting external help. So what support do you need to help you get there? And get super clear on what that is, and ask yourself, who do you know that can support you? Who do you know that can be that support system for you? Because you would be surprised the amount of people that we know that in our network that can help us. The last thing to look at is, how do I get that support? And when I get that support, how can they specifically help me? How can I actually release some of these things to actually lighten my load? Now this can be really tough, and we can have a lot of emotion comes up when we actually look at this. And I'm going to be talking about delegation a lot more, and really those steps to delegate, really how to delegate effectively, because it is one thing to get that support into your space, whatever that is, whether it's, personal or professional. It's another thing to actually let go of the task. So when you're looking at your plan, and you guys that are part of the community know I love a plan. When you look at your plan, I want you to go back to that plan once you know what support you need, and think about, well, how do I let go of those tasks? What do I need to do? Who's the person that's going to help me? And what do I need to do to actually let go and let somebody else help me? So many business owners want to hold on to everything and wonder why they're so overwhelmed. We can only do so much. So when you are feeling overwhelmed, I want you to think about who can help, how can I let go? The last thing I want you to think about is, what type of expectations are you putting on yourself? And would you expect that from someone else? So if you had, someone else in front of you, would you be willing to expect that, the same level that you're expecting from yourself, from them? A lot of times business owners have this crazy expectation of themselves that is so far from reality. It is like, it's almost can be comical. So what are your expectations of yourself? And I want you to write them down and ask yourself the question, are you expecting too much from yourself? And it may be the standard you're expecting from yourself. It may be that the actual work out of the time frame, like how much you're expecting to get out of the day, is far too much. And I know I talk to a lot of retail leaders and business owners, because they expect that when they work, let's say 8 hours, 10 hours for their business, they forget that they've got customers to service. So they plan 8 hours work, and then they're so frustrated with themselves because they don't get 8 hours worth of work done. And all the time I keep saying to them, you have to plan how much time your customers are going to need from you, so that you're actually planning the right amount of work. You're not planning 8 hours of solid brain focused work, and actually you're going to be serving customers and dealing with clients and returning emails and talking on the phone with your clients and all of those things for 4 hours. And you can see how quickly our expectations just explode of ourselves. No one is harder on a business than the business owner. So if you think about how to get from overwhelm to really step into your leadership, you can see there's key things that we need to look at. We need to look at, where are we right now? Where do we want to be? What is the goal? And I want you to see it so clear that you can taste it. How do I get there? What's the plan? If I was writing a roadmap to get there, how would I get there? What support do I need to get there? And how can I delegate those things? How can I make sure that the right people are doing the right task? And last but not least, what am I expecting of myself? Would I be expecting that of someone else? And can I go a bit easier on myself? Because you work really hard. I know you do. And you are trying your best to make your business hugely successful, just like you've dreamed of. A lot of times that overwhelm can really cloud your vision of how to get to the success that you've been dreaming of. So if we look at these things, get the support we need, create the plan, know the goal, and really focus on that goal. And I want you to stay focused on that goal. We can really get out of overwhelm, and all of a sudden what you'll notice, even taking the smallest actions, you'll start to step into leadership, true leadership in your business. And even if it's true leadership of just you, because we're the hardest person we ever have to manage as a business owner. So this is how we step out of overwhelm and into leadership. So if you want to hear more about delegation, there are more delegation videos coming your way. And if you've got any questions, comments, please pop them down below. You've got this. If you need any support, please reach out.